shell, Zephyr. Never thought I'd see the day you'd stoop to crime.
Sherlock, I don't know how you do it. Thanks for this capture. The world needs more people like you.
Oh, fellas, take a look at this. Look at those feet. Whoa.
So, tell me, Chief Lestrade, since you are here speaking on the behalf of sculpture owner Griffith Crane, what exactly happened here?
Well, according to Mr. Crane, he had a bunch of Aristotle statues sitting out in the sun.
No, not the statues.
Gone, every single one. And all that was found was a piece of paper.
Yes, apparently it's not the do you know what that would mean?
Well, the force is looking into it, but so far, we've got nothing.
Who was this crook? I've got nothing.
Van Miller? Van Miller? Who's that?
My neighbor down the street. Isn't he like 80 years old?
Well, yeah, but do you have a better guess? Yeah, it's Victor Moriarty.
Who?
Don't you mean James Moriarty?
Oh, that was his father. My dad locked him up years ago.
But I know what you're thinking. The statues were stolen today from the museum, and I have one that looks like one. Well, I take offense that you would accuse a man of my stature, my prestige, of such a heinous crime.
This is it. This will prove that Moore stole the...
What a surprise to see you here, Miss Sally.
Ready?
To defeat you? Sure.
You murdered an innocent victim, and now you're gonna pay for it!
I warned you, Sherlock.
But you just don't listen.
Don't you get it, Watson? Moore killed him. He's dead, Watson. He's gone.
Don't worry, Sally. Maury has to be lying. I'll go over there right now and straighten this out. When I come back, he'll be in handcuffs, I promise. This has gone way too far.
Thank you, Watson. Good luck. I'll be waiting.
And I'll be hoping.
Now, Maury, what did you do with Sherlock?
I assumed he was dead. I stabbed him, and he fell back. It was to the heart. No one could survive that. When I went back to the place, his body was gone.
I'll come back for you.
Loyalty is ready, sir.
Thank you, Martha.
This is news reporter Jack Daniels, and today I'm interviewing Inspector Watson on his recent exploits at stopping crime. Recently he's been pursuing a criminal known as the Invisible Man. Tell us, Inspector, how did the Bureau come up with that name?
Well, Jack, this criminal is one of the best criminals we've ever seen in the Bureau, and the thing is, no one's ever seen him, no one's ever caught him, so that's what kind of has given him this name of the Invisible Man. And one thing that's really interesting is that the level that he performs these crimes, it really reminds me of the way Sherlock Holmes used to work.
Yes, and that reminds me, to those who don't know, today marks the 14th anniversary of the passing of detective great Sherlock Holmes. Tell us, Inspector, if I may ask, how have you fared these past 14 years without your mentor?
Well, the first year was one of the hardest I've ever experienced. I had to really take a lot of time off personally to kind of get over it and come to terms with it. But we can't stay mourning forever. So I've been helping Sherlock's cousin, Sally, working with her husband, John, to start a new detective agency.
How do you feel about them being the new detective duo around here, the new face of the detective industry?
Well, I mean, it's great that they're, doing what they're doing. As an inspector, I'm not really, working cases anymore. I'm mostly assigning them and kind of managing the details from, higher up. But this case with the Invisible Man, I feel, really demands my set of skills. And Invisible Man, I hope you're watching this, because I am looking for you. And I will find you, and I will jail you.
Okay. Well, that's all we have today from NUT7 News. Thank you, Inspector, for joining us today.
It's my pleasure, Jack.
Susan?
End of the line, Pete. You finally come to your end.
I don't think so, Sally.
Drop it, Pete. Thanks, Sally. I can take it from here.
Hey, but I caught him.
You have the right to remain silent, Pete. You have the right to an attorney. Everything you say will and be used against you. Sally, you can just go home and take care of little Sally Jr. I need to take Pete to the jail here.
Oh, come on, I caught him.
It's it's her first day of school, all right?
Hey, stop arguing. I would have got away with it with you meddling
Shut
kids.
up. First of all, we're not
Just
kids.
shut up.
I'm like 40, all right?
Fine, I'll
Sally,
get her ready to school. See you later.
All right.
Hi, honey. Are you ready for school? Not quite, Mom. I've been looking at this old album of yours. It's really interesting.
Honey, what do we have here?
Mom!
Well, you can't just go snooping in people's stuff, that's all. But wow, this stuff really takes me back. You know, these pictures are over 15 years old.
Yeah, I was noticing how young you looked then. I recognize you and Dad, but I don't recognize these two.
Oh, well, this one's Inspector Watson. Of course, he was just a detective back then.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen him on TV before.
I'm sure you have. Really, we must be leaving for school, though.
Wait, who's the other person in the picture?
Oh, that's Sherlock Holmes.
The Sherlock Holmes? I thought he died ages ago.
Well, his father did, but this is Sherlock Holmes Jr., but you're still right in your thinking. Jr. died 15 years ago as well. Okay, time for school.
Hold it. Why are all these people in our photo album? If they're friends, I don't see any other friends in the album.
Well, that's because it's more than that. Much more. And I think it's time I told you about it. I'm not exactly who you think I am.
Who are you?
I'm Sally, Sherlock's cousin.
Wait, what? Why didn't you tell me?
I was trying to protect you. There was some mystery surrounding Sherlock's death, and the guy who killed him escaped on his way to prison. I just didn't want you asking the wrong questions to the wrong people, that's all.
Oh, that's all? Just a murder mystery? Come on, Mom, tell me more.
Alright, come here. I'll start from the very beginning. It all started on a summer morning. I had just met my future husband, John, your dad, and I was reuniting with my cousin Sherlock for the very first time, since childhood. Sherlock was about to begin his first case and invited me along. It was a really strange case involving a cult called the No Shirt Guys. They stole banks and houses, though I really don't know how that was possible. It was a rather short case. They were easy to apprehend, but Sherlock later told me it went on a lot longer in a dream he had. A year later, I was having issues with your father, and it was actually all my fault. I misunderstood him when he said that he quit his job, and I didn't hear the part where he said he got a new one and a better one, but I didn't know that at that time. So Sherlock helped me utilize a mysterious device that let me travel back in time to make things right. You were there too, but you were a newborn then. About another year later, when you were only 1 year old, I was invited to help Sherlock hunt down a crook who called himself the Bat. No, it wasn't Batman. He's a copycat, I guess. That's when Watson Jr., the son of the great John Watson, joined us. When Sherlock was somewhere else, me and Watson caught the Bat all on our own. It was my first case where I played a major part in a criminal's arrest. 6 months passed, and then something terrible happened. Your father, John, was kidnapped. Sherlock came over and made it a personal goal to find my husband. Watson would have helped, but he was on a vacation in Hawaii. We eventually tracked down the kidnapper, a lady named the Dragoness. Sherlock was badly wounded in a firefight with her, but he survived, and I got John back in my life, as you can see by his presence today. About 6 more months went by, and Sherlock got me to help in another case. It was just after your 2nd birthday. By this time, the case hit home. We were trying to find evidence to arrest a dear friend, Watson. He'd been caught up somewhere in a scandal in which someone stole antique pens. It turns out it wasn't him at all. It was a master criminal who called herself Zelda, who apparently was the real leader of the No Shirt Guys cult from the very first case Sherlock worked on. That was when I nearly sacrificed myself to save Sherlock, when I jumped in front of Zelda's weapon that was aimed at Sherlock. Amazingly though, I survived, and Zelda was arrested for attempted murder and pen forgery.
Okay, Mom, this is all really interesting, but you haven't gotten to the part where Sherlock dies. That's what I want to know.
Sorry, honey, I just wanted to get you up to speed. Anyways,
Sherlock, Watson, and I teamed up again to solve a case, which started as a simple statue theft, but it became much more. We suspected Victor Moriarty, the son of the infamous James Moriarty, of being behind the thefts. Eventually, I got kidnapped by Mori, which is what we started to call him. When Sherlock and Watson came to my rescue, he was framed and arrested. Later, me and Watson broke him out of jail, and Sherlock left to go find Moriarty. I never saw him again. Watson came over and told me that Mori told him that he killed Sherlock in a brawl they had. Strange thing is that they never found the body.
unfortunately, we found out later that Moriarty must have prematurely awoke from his stunned sleep, and he was gone before the police got there. We haven't seen him in 15 years. That's pretty much it, Junior.
Wow, Mom, that's a lot to take in, but you still haven't gone into detail about how Sherlock died.
Well, we really don't know much. Sherlock reportedly got stabbed in the heart, and nobody would survive that, and I don't really know much more. Why do you ask?
Well, it just seems a little odd to me, the body being missing. Have you ever thought that Sherlock still might be alive somewhere?
Oh no, Sally. If it were an elaborate plan by Sherlock, we would have seen a fruition of it years ago. I'm afraid he's gone for good. But hey, it's minimum day. So, since you seem so interested in being a detective, why don't you come down to the office and join me and your dad later after you get out of school?
That's okay. I'd rather stay here.
Oh, come on. It's the detective force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.
No, Mom, really, it's fine. I'm fine.
Oh, all right. Call me if you need anything, okay?
Okay.
You know the number.
See you later.
Bye. Oh, and lock the door when I leave, okay?
Okay.
You didn't lock the door!
Okay, I'm coming.
I want to hear it.
Okay. Hi, honey.
I see you went overboard on the Christmas decorations again.
I think it looks fine. Anyways, get this. I got looking through some old cases, and I think I found ourselves a new case that we can solve.
Great, what is it?
It's a criminal known as the Invisible Man. Looks like our old pal John Watson himself was working on this one, but for some reason he dropped it after a few months with no explanation. It's been nearly a year since that happened.
I wonder how Watson's doing. He just disappeared right after he dropped the case.
Well, I'm sure he won't be gone forever. In the meantime, let's impress him by arresting the crook that he couldn't find.
Definitely. Where do we start?
I already started. There's a man frequently seen before and after the crimes of the Invisible Man. His name is Derek Weathers. I want to ask him a few questions, see if he knows anything.
Okay, but if he's connected to this at all, he'll catch on really fast.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna call him, and I'm gonna pose as a client that I'm interested in buying something from him. I'm gonna try to get an in-person meeting from him. In fact, just getting the meeting to call will prove that he's guilty if he answers at all. But I want to get us a lead.
I want him to lead us all the way to the top.
For sure.
I'm gonna call him right now.
You have his cell number?
Honey, it's me. I'm a detective now. Please. It's ringing. Yes, Derek, this is I'm calling for the Invisible Man. I'm interested in purchasing his services for a job I have. I see. He only does private jobs. Well, I have $500,000 that says he'll do mine as well. All right. We'll meet at Highland Apartment Complex on Monday for the information exchange. Meet me out there. Be there.
That's the way to handle it. Monday it is.
Bring the handcuffs. No matter what this guy says, he's at the very least guilty of accomplice in crime.
Okay. Sally Holmes Jr. What are you doing here? How did you get here?
I'm waiting, sweetie.
Well, to get here, I took the bus.
A bus?
I'm fine, guys, see? I just came down here to tell you something.
Well, it better be important for you to risk your life on a bus.
Mom, it's not World War III, okay? Chill.
Just let her talk, honey.
Well, Mom, right after you left, I realized something was wrong with Sherlock's death.
Oh, this again.
What?
She thinks Sherlock Holmes is alive, hiding under a rock somewhere or something.
Now, honey, I know it's maybe a little hard to accept, but Sherlock is...
Dad, please, just listen. Mom, after you left, I went on your computer and looked up the police reports from the day Sherlock was reported dead. I didn't break it. Anyways, I was reading the reports and it seems like there was no evidence of a death at that location. I mean, we know there's no body, but there's like nothing. No blood, no disturbed grass where he might be buried, and on top of it, Inspector John Watson reports the words he didn't write appeared in his journal mere hours after Sherlock died. Watson said it looked like Sherlock's handwriting, but he knew it wasn't. Don't you guys see? He's still alive. I can feel it. These facts are just dying to be uncovered. Okay, bad choice of words. But guys, you've got to believe me.
Honey, I do believe that you're telling what you believe is the truth, but the fact is that there's just no way he could be alive.
Dad, please, can you...
You know what? I'll take you back home, Junior, and you'll stay there this time.
Mom, come on. You gotta believe me. Mom!
Now, I need to get back to the office to help your father, so you stay here, okay?
Okay, I will. But Sherlock's alive. I know it.
Okay, honey, it's just, I have to help your father. I don't want to make him wait any longer. Someone's been here.
What?
Wait here. He's ransacked. We have to get out of here now.
But shouldn't we?
Come on!
John!
Dad!
Our home's been ransacked!
What?
Yes! The windows are open, the front door is open, trash everywhere. I wonder if it's a message.
Oh man, there sure is, because when you were gone, I got a message from this creepy voice that told me to drop the case or things were gonna get really bad. Sally, this is serious.
What should we do? It's bad enough for us, but to leave Junior in the midst of all this?
You're right. We can't leave her here. Call up your Aunt Jemima and Junior can stay there for a while. Here.
But Dad!
No fuss about it, Sally. This is dangerous, and I won't have my daughter needlessly in harm's way. Aunt Jemima will take great care of you until this is over. And don't worry, everything will be just fine.
Okay, Aunt Jemima can take her right now. Honey, do you want me to drive Junior over?
Well, why don't we both go? I have the time. They might be safer anyways.
Alright, and Sally, don't you worry. You'll be at home safe soon again. Come on.
Sparrow sings at midnight.
So, what services are you interested in?
I need a hit. There's a guy I really don't like.
That'll cost.
I got the cash.
Let me see.
No, first I want to bill a sale.
Now, the cash.
I think I've seen enough. Sally!
You're the right to remain silent. The right to your attorney, anything you can will be held against you in court of law.
What's the?
Yes, let's go, Derek.
Let's go.
Now, you're gonna tell us everything you know. I'm not gonna ask you twice. You got that?
I think so.
He said, did you get that?
Yes, of course.
Well, hurry up. We haven't got all day.
First question. Where's your boss's headquarters located?
Well...
Derek, I'm warning you.
Alright, he's at the abandoned school.
That's nowhere near all the reported sites of the Invisible Man.
Where's the Invisible Man now?
downtown doing a job. But what does that have to do with my boss?
Well, I thought the Invisible Man was your boss.
Of course not. We're co-workers.
Then, who is your boss?
That would be Victor. Victor Moriarty.
Can't be.
Are you sure?
Of course, I know my own boss.
Alright. Well, you've been a lot of help. We'll make sure your sentence is a little lighter. It's time to go. This is NUT7 News reporter Jack Daniels, and today I'm with here via video conference with Chief Inspector Louis von Sauerkraut, head of the Detective Bureau. Let me be the first to say congratulations, Mr. Sauerkraut, on your wonderfully successful plastic surgery. You look pretty good. Anyways, today we're interviewing Mr. Sauerkraut on the breaking news that the crime lord Victor Moriarty is still around. Whether he's been just hiding underground this whole time, or whether he's been actually operating and we just somehow missed it. Either way, we know this, Victor Moriarty is back in action. Mr. Sauerkraut, can you tell us, how do you feel about detectives John and Sally Jacobsons being assigned to this monumental case? A case that originally started with another well-known criminal, the Invisible Man.
Well, I feel quite confident about it. I've seen John and Sally's work, and they were excellent in their cases back in the day when they worked with an old friend of mine. I trust they'll do their best to live up to the expectations.
Thank you, Chief Inspector. Now let's go live to Detective Alice for her opinion on the subject. Detective Alice? Alice? We seem to have lost connection with Detective Alice. Oh well, let's go to a random viewer from the general public. Let's see, today's random viewer lucky winner is Tony Avila. Alright, Tony, go ahead.
I just think this whole thing's crazy. I cannot believe Leonard Nimoy died.
I don't think we were talking about Leonard Nimoy. Can you please state your thoughts on the Moriarty situation?
For $1.
Ugh, forget this. This is news reporter Jack Daniels with Chief Inspector Lucas von Sauerkraut on NUT7 News. Susan, back to you.
Do you think it's true?
The Chief Inspector seems to think so.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I also had a Wi-Fi lie detector set up to see if Derek was telling the truth. And he was, except the part about where he said he was in league. He's more like a subordinate rather than a co-conspirator.
I'm still just trying to take this all in. You know, this is much bigger than just the Invisible Man's crimes, right?
Well, of course. If Moriarty could be alive all these years.
Then so could...
So could Sherlock Holmes. What is all this? What?
Christmas decorations. But, John Watson, you're back after all this time. What do you know about this?
Well, I have to tell you, I've been down the road that you're going down, and it only ends in heartbreak and sadness.
Well,
what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, just like you, I tracked down the Invisible Man, and all the paths led to Moriarty. And I thought that if Moriarty was still alive, then maybe Sherlock could be too. But I took it farther. And let's just say, it wasn't Sherlock I found at the end of that road.
Well, what happened?
That's classified.
Is that even legal?
But you know you can trust us, Watson. We go way back.
No, not this. No one can know.
But Watson...
Just stay out of it. You need to drop the case. If you keep going down this road, something bad's gonna happen. Just drop the case.
Is this really happening?
I know, right? First Moriarty, then us talking about Sherlock, and now Watson showing up and telling us to drop the case? There's something going on here.
We need to get to the bottom of this now. If it means this much to Watson, it must be something huge.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's just trying to protect us, but you know how he is. You know, I think we're old enough to handle ourselves.
Yeah. So where should we start this investigation?
There's only one place. The home of Mr. Victor Moriarty.
But what about the
We
risks?
are taking it right to the top.
But there's risks!
What about them? This involves Sherlock, and we need to figure out what's going on.
But look how he turned out.
So it won't be any worse than that for us. Come on, let's get some rest and then head out tomorrow.
Great. So the worst that we could end up is dead. That's comforting.
Victor, is that you?
John and Sally Holmes. Still alive after 15 years.
I can say the same for you.
What brings you here on this fine day?
Well,
Oh, please sit down.
There are no seats. You need to tell us all you know about the Invisible Man. We know you're working with him.
Yeah.
My name isn't even Moriarty. My name is Dan. Dan Jenkins.
Well, maybe that's your assumed name, but don't beat around the bush, Maury. We haven't got all day.
What exactly do you wish to know? You guessed it. He does a couple jobs for me a week. I pay him off. What more do you want?
What do I want? I want you dead! You killed my cousin Sherlock, and you haven't even seen a day of jail.
I don't like jails. Bad for the beard, you know. But there's something you should know. Sherlock Holmes Jr. is still alive.
I don't believe you.
Well, don't take my word for it. Ask Watson about it. He knows a bit about more than I do.
Watson? How's he involved?
Let's just say there's a few things Watson's not telling you about.
Now, Maury, if you're
I
lying...
mean it. Just ask Watson. But just know, once you head down that road, there is no turning back.
Is that a threat?
It is what I say it is. A warning.
Well, what about...
That is all you're getting out of me today, Sally. The two of you get going now.
I guess we're done. Come on, Sally.
Where are we going?
You're gonna go home or to the office. I'm gonna go see Watson. He needs a much-needed visit.
But John...
I can do this on my own, Sally. I need to do this. I have to.
Okay, just don't do anything rash, okay?
I'll try. Don't forget your hat.
Shouldn't have smoked all those years.
John?
Good to see you.
I was kind of surprised to hear from you. What's going on?
Well, Watson, you seem to know a little more than you were saying when you came over the other night. Is there anything you'd like to share?
Not particularly. The only thing I can say is you guys should stay out of it.
And you can't tell us why?
No.
Why is that?
If I told you, that would defeat the purpose of not being able to tell you, wouldn't it?
Well, look, me and Sally came back from just talking to Victor Moriarty, so...
You did what?
Well, I'm glad we did because he said that you were holding back a lot of information. Is he right on that?
Well,
Is he right, John Augustus Watson?
Yes, there's more. But I've got to warn you. Once you start down this road...
Yes, it's very dangerous. We all get that. But it's worth it for my wife's cousin and my friend.
Alright, here he goes. It all started, for me at least, about a year ago. I was actively pursuing the criminal known as the Invisible Man. I feel like I was right on his trail and suddenly it went cold. But then he came to me. Sherlock Holmes Jr. had returned from the land of the living. I almost had a heart attack, but when I came to my senses, the first question out of my mouth was to ask how he survived. The way he told me kind of sounds like this. Apparently, I must not have stunned Moriarty enough with the stun gun. He was gone by the time the police got there.
How do you know that?
I'm getting to it.
Back for more? Haven't you done enough?
Oh, Sherlock, I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. Not looking so good, and I have this medicine here that would cure your wound. Would you be interested in purchasing some?
I would never buy anything from you.
Well, not looking so good, Sherlock. Maybe 10 minutes left? Come on now, you're a man of science. You understand.
Fine. What do I have to do?
Oh, just a few errands, then you'd be home free.
By errands, you mean crimes.
Well, call it what you like, but time's running out, and I'm not the one rushing you, Sherlock. Make up your mind.
I'll do it.
So Moriarty gave Sherlock the medicine, and he survived. Figured he'd quickly get around doing the crimes, but things were never easy when it involved Maury.
But I don't understand. Sherlock's smart. He could get out of helping Maury and still take the medicine. I know he could.
Not this time. When Sherlock was barely conscious, he was almost dying. He wasn't clear-headed. He didn't realize the horrible thing he was agreeing to. A few days after the crimes he started committing, he tried to get out of it. Maury threatened to tell the police about his crimes. He was stuck.
Wow. If only he had realized what he was doing when he agreed. And that's the real question. Is it worth it for him to be alive, but still serving Moriarty?
We may never know. As Sherlock continued in his path in crime, him being Sherlock did it so flawlessly. There was no one had even seen his face. That's where he got his nickname from. The Invisible Man.
Sherlock is the Invisible Man? Possible.
That's true. I know, because about a year ago, right after I started investigating him, he showed up at my front door. I was shocked to say the least. He told me everything. I wanted to help him so bad, there was nothing I could do. And we both knew it. After a while, we parted, and I haven't seen him since.
And why didn't you tell us this before? Watson, why didn't you...
Because if I told you, you had to live with it, knowing and not being able to do anything about it. That's why.
Well, I refuse to believe that we're powerless to affect the situation. I'm gonna go tell Sal, and together maybe we can do something about it.
I can't let you do that, John.
What are you gonna do, Watson? Kill me? That'll look a little bad on your perfect record.
I'm not going to kill you, John. This is a stun gun. When you're unconscious, I'm going to give you this mind memory erasing serum. Yes, all of us top inspectors are given it. A couple hours when you wake up, you won't remember this conversation ever happening.
But Watson, we need to do something about this. We can't just sit here.
You don't get it, do you? I've tried, alright? And nothing came of it. It's over, John. It's over.
I understand. Alright, let's get this over with.
You bastard, John! So I guess it's gonna be the hard way, John. Guess so. just a stun gun. He was gonna leave with sensitive information. I had to stop him.
You mean the fact that Sherlock Holmes Jr. is alive and that he's under the guise of the Invisible Man? Yeah, I know about it. John was wearing a recording button and I heard the whole thing. Now I'm going to go find Maury and set things right. He's going to jail and never coming back.
Sally, you can't just...
I trust he'll be staying here for a while. I'm taking this somewhere you can't find it. And when I come back, everything will be alright. The time the ambulance comes and gets you, I'll be gone and you won't be able to stop me.
Woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. Yep. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna call her. Hey, Aunt Jemima. It's little Sally. Hi. So could you bring Sally Jr. back over here? Well, it was dangerous, but now I have a feeling that it'll all be over soon. Thanks, Auntie. Gotta run now. No matter what happens, I will get Maury. He will pay for what he did to Sherlock. Freeze.
Who are you?
None of your business. Where's Moriarty?
He's not here. I don't know where he is.
Who are you? What are you even doing here?
I'm his secretary. I write his letters for him.
Oh. Remind me to arrest you later, okay?
Okay, what day works best for you? Tuesday?
No, not Tuesday.
Wednesday? Friday then?
Yeah, that'll work. I'll see you then.
Alright.
Are you sure you don't know where Maury is?
I said I'm just a...
secretary. Got it. I guess I'll just have to question some people. I don't have any options left. Alright, well, Friday, remember?
Okay, I'll see you then.
See you then. Don't get into any trouble. Tell me, Pete, all you know about Victor Moriarty's current location.
I don't know anything about that.
Let me put it this way. The more you tell me, the more parole time I can get for you.
Really? I don't know anything.
Okay, next. Tell me what you know about where Maury is hiding, Weathers.
The boss never told me that.
Don't lie to me, Derek. I know how involved you were in this racket.
But I've been locked up for a few days now. How could I possibly know? So why am I here?
Next! Thank you for coming, Detective Lestrade. I was hoping you'd have some information regarding the whereabouts of Victor Moriarty. I thought you might know since you were involved in some of Sherlock Holmes' cases.
Oh, I'm sorry dear Sally. I didn't even know our dear friend Maury was missing. When did this all happen?
No more than a day ago.
Oh, that would be why I didn't hear about it.
Next!
Oh, back on the days on the force.
Next!
I'm a partner. Fighting the crime back on the
Next.
streets. Back bobbies, you know.
Next!
Being coppers and
Thank you! Bye!
Today's youth. Ungrateful, lot of them.
Where were you when Maury disappeared? Tell me everything.
You know I'm your daughter, right?
Oh. I'm sorry, honey. Mama's just been so much under pressure lately. I'm glad you can be living here, though.
Well, Mom, have you asked Lieutenant Kilcuts?
Who?
You know, the guy who helped Maury frame Sherlock 15 years ago.
Oh, that Kilcuts. I thought you meant my dentist.
Your dentist?
Never mind. Thanks, Sally. I'll call him right now. Oh, there's your friends. Perfect. Now run along and have fun at the park, dear. And I'll call your friend's mother when I'm done.
Okay, bye.
Bye, honey. Don't forget to put on your jacket.
Okay.
Lieutenant Kilcuts. Thank you for coming.
It's just Mr. Kilcuts now. I got ejected from the force about 15 years ago.
Couldn't guess why that happened.
What?
Nothing. So Kilcuts, Do you know where Victor Moriarty is?
Maybe I do, and maybe I don't.
I don't have time to play games, Killcuts.
Neither do I.
What are you gonna do with that?
Well, you said you wanted to go see Moriarty. I can take you to him personally.
I can't believe it. Still in league with Mori after all these years.
Well, you can't beat the pay. Now shut up and come with me. We have a date to make. It's time for your wish to come true. Let's go. Oh, I'll open the door. Now you stay here until Victor gets here.
Not with you here. That was easy.
Hello, Sally.
Ugh! You scared me.
What's kind of the point of popping up out of nowhere? Please, sit down.
I don't think so.
Please. Allow me to present to you the Lasertron 4. I built it myself.
No, you didn't. Sherlock Holmes invented that 17 years ago.
That may be true, but as you know, Sherlock Holmes works for me now.
Not for long.
I wouldn't do that again if I were you. As I was saying, this is the Mark IV Sabertron. Designed specifically by Sherlock for a job we were going to pull in a few days. And you never did tell me what you were doing here today, Sally.
I was coming to...
Victor, I found this outside.
Oh, John. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. Who's the gun?
Just put it away, honey. His weapon's dangerous.
So tell me, John, how does it feel to be on the verge of death? I wouldn't know. It's never happened before.
You're so useless, John. You're just some filler for some husband Sally could have had.
But I suppose she doesn't deserve any better.
That's enough!
No.
You sit down, Miss Sally. You know, this was my plan all along. Your husband dead, Sherlock by my side. You are the last living thorn in my side. Well, not for long.
Curse you, Holmes.
You did it, Sherlock. Maury's gone. And you're back. I didn't want to believe it until I saw you for myself. Thank you.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. Goodbye, John.
I'm so sorry I didn't tell John all that information. I was wrong.
It's not your fault. You were just doing your job, and you didn't cause the death. You had nothing to do with it.
Yes, I did. If I hadn't have done that, he might have not chased you down when you went to look for Moriarty.
Well, we can't dwell on what could have happened. I just have to accept it. John's dead.
But I'm alive.
Sherlock, you're back. Again. Oh, I missed you so much. Don't ever do that to me again.
Hello, Sherlock.
Hey, Watson. It's good to see you.
So, you're free, Sherlock. Maury's dead.
Oh no, Sally. I'll never be free. Obviously, I killed Maury, and I've done so many other things that were crimes. If I ever tried to show my face in public again, I'd be arrested on the spot. I'll be hunted the rest of my life. I gotta keep moving.
Well, we can figure something out, right, Watson? You know, like we could get a truck or something and sneak you out of here or
Sally.
something. Well, oh, I know. You'll hide in a truck and we'll cross the Mexican border or something.
Sally.
We could get you a private hotel and nobody will ever find you, you know? And then maybe we can even
Sally! Sally! I'm sorry. I can't. It's just over. I have to go. I need to go now.
Sherlock, please, you don't have to go.
No, he's right. If he leaves now, I'll have enough time to get a head start on the cops.
No, Sherlock, please.
Watson, take care of Sally for me.
I will, Sherlock, and you take care of yourself.
I will. And remember, although you may never see me again, just make sure you look hard enough. Because if you look hard enough, you might find me. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sally. I'll see you at the funeral tomorrow.
See you later, Watson.
I never saw Sherlock again after that. But as he said, I knew he was around in little ways. He'd leave presents for us every Christmas. I always tried to spot him putting them there, but I never could. Eventually, the gifts became fewer and fewer until they stopped entirely. But whether he was dead or somehow still alive, I knew one thing was for sure. Sherlock Holmes Jr. will always be in our hearts. Forever.
What was that racket? Oh, Sherlock, it's you. It's so. Oh, where'd you go? There
there you are. Wow. I can see you. I can rest in peace now. I love you, Sherlock Holmes Jr.